Aston Villa have had a phenomenal season. Under Steven Gerrard, it looked like Villa were destined to get relegated, but Unai Emery stepped in and they finished 7th at the end of this season, getting European football. So today, I have become the new manager of Aston Villa, and by the end of this video, I will be making them the best team in the world. And once again, the transfer wheel is back to make my life a living hell. So this is the starting 11 I've loaded into, and Aston Villa have got a pretty solid squad. Overall, the team is well balanced, but there are a couple of standout individuals. The likes of Leon Bailey, Boubacar Kamara, and of course World Cup winner Martinez. And how could we forget new signings Pau Torres and of course Yuri Tielemans? To be fair, with those two transfers alone, Villa have had an insane transfer window. And you kind of guessed it, I'm leaving the formation as it is. It makes absolutely no sense to change what actually works for them. And to be fair, they have a pretty young squad. Just check out the ages of some of the oldest players in this team. I've got a feeling I'm going to enjoy my time with Villa. But whilst every team does have its strengths, it's also got its weaknesses as well. As it stands, we need to work on this defence a little bit and maybe bring in a new left midfielder. Once we've sorted that out, we could potentially push for top 4 football. And we've certainly got the money to work with. There's 78 million to spend in season 1. But that means nothing because it's time to go to the wheel. But in case you forgot, let me remind you the rules are allowed 2 transfers per season, and once we bought from one country, we're no longer allowed to buy from that country anymore. So we're spinning the wheel for the first time in the video. Who are we allowed to buy from first? This is looking pretty decent. Spain or Japan? I think that is gonna be Spain, and there are some serious ballers from that country. Now, I've properly looked at this team again and I've come to the realization of something. We don't need to work on our defense. Matty Cash is our right back and Diego Carlos is our second centre back. So really, all we need is a striker up top, and I think I know the perfect striker to buy from Spain. You probably guessed it, I'm going for Villarreal's Gerard Moreno, who's 30 years old, 85 rated. I've got a feeling he's going to bang goals in left, right and centre for us. And for 56.9 million, we have signed Gerard Moreno on a 3-year contract. Now here's the issue, we've got one transfer left and we've only got 13 million to spend. So I'm really hoping that when we spin the wheel again, we don't come across one of the top 10 countries in the world. So spinning the wheel once again, what are we going to land on? Which country can we buy from? Okay, you know what? I'll definitely take that. That could have been a lot worse than that. Now I've scouted a couple of Iranian internationals and honestly we don't really need them. We have striker Sardar Azmoun, winger Alreza Yahan Blackish, and fullback Milad Mohammadi, and I've definitely butchered at least 2 of those names. Now we don't really need a striker because we've got Ollie Watkins and now Gerard Moreno in the squad. And honestly, these 2 aren't good enough for the team anyway, so I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet and just buy one of them. So I opted to sign the fullback Milad Mohammadi for only 3 million on the dot. And with those 2 players now signed for us, our transfer window is done. Which leaves the team like this going into season 1 with Aston Villa. And obviously we weren't able to bring in a winger, so I'm just converting Jacob Ramsey from a centre midfielder to a winger. But other than that, this team surprisingly actually looks really goddamn good. I think we're going to do a repeat of what Villa did in real life and once again get European football for next year. I think I've made a mistake along the way. Obviously Villa have qualified for European competition in the Conference League, but I forgot to put them in any group in that competition itself. Villa fans, please do not come for me. Now we're in January and I thought we'd be doing a lot better than we are. We're 9th in the league halfway through the season. Now obviously we still have until May to fix this, but right now I definitely have preferred to be in the top 6. But Gerard Moreno was a good signing. 16 goals and 5 assists in 22 games isn't bad for your Premier League debut. And obviously we've made our 2 transfers this season, so this is the squad that is going to finish off season 1. And as you can see, there's been a lot of improvements in this squad. 85 rated Tielemans, 80 rated Jacob Ramsey, 83 rated Leon Bailey, and 82 rated Buendia. It literally just goes on and on. So you can kind of see why I'm disappointed why we're 9th in the league and not inside the top 6. But like I said, we got a lot of time to fix this, so here's hoping we actually pull our socks up and start playing some football. And that is exactly what we've done. We finished 5th at the end of this season. We have got European football for next year. The only downside is Spurs finished 1 position above us only due to goal difference. But we have indeed beat the Bottle Jobs 2-1 in the Carabao Cup final, so we did get a bit of revenge there. Boys, we've done the domestic double, beating Manchester City 1-0 in the FA Cup final. What a goddamn season. Even with that one transfer, this team has done bits this year. Moreno has had a very good debut season. 36 goals and 10 assists in 47 games is outstanding. In our first year in charge of Villa, we won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, as well as getting European football for the following season. I'd say we've done pretty well. But fingers crossed, the wheel can continue being nice to us, and hopefully in a couple of seasons time we can go on to win the Champions League. We're now into season 2 with Aston Villa, and we've already accomplished so much with them already. We've won the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and got Europe for this season, where if we want to do well again, we have to make some improvements to their squad. Now, the weakest part of our team is our central attacker midfielder Buendia and our left back Luca Digne. If we get lucky with the wheel, we could potentially get another couple of trophies this year. And trust me, the wheel's the only thing that's going to stand in our way this year. 178 million to spend this season. So this is our first spin of season 2. What country are we going to land on this time? Okay. Oh, please be France. Please be France. We have just hit the jackpot. We have landed on France, and we're allowed to buy from that country. Now we've got a big decision to make in what we do with this budget now. We could try to balance the two transfers out and spend quite evenly, or we could go all in on the France player and just get a free agent for the next player. I think it's worth taking a gamble and putting a lot of that 170 odd million into one player, and I think I'm going to go for that fullback position. Now there's a couple of options I had, but there's only one fullback I want in our team, Theo Hernandez, who's 25 years old, 87 rated. I think it's quite self-explanatory why I want this guy. And he is officially our most expensive signing yet, coming in at 106.9 million. Now we've got one more transfer still to make, and we've got 66 million remaining in our budget, even after spending over 100 million. I'm really beginning to like Aston Villa. Our second spin of the wheel in season 2. What country are we gonna land on this time? I'm honestly not too fussed. Oh my god, boys, we have been blessed in season 2. Belgium. Boys, first France and now Belgium, we have been blessed. Now I have to admit, Belgium's really let me down. There's only a couple of players that I could realistically bring into the squad. Now Kevin De Bruyne was the first player I thought of, but he's way too expensive for us. But that does leave us a 6'4" giant Charles De Ketelaere, who's 79 rated at 22 years old. The problem is Buendia is 82 rated, so realistically it would be a waste of money. But really he's our only option because we don't need to buy for anywhere else on that pitch. So for 32.5 million, we have signed him up on a 3-year contract. And with that, our transfer window is done, and this is the Aston Villa team going into season 2. Now, as daft as this may sound, this team has got genuine potential to actually go on to win the Premier League this year. There's no weakness anywhere in that starting 11. Obviously, Buendia is the weakest part of the team, but he's 82 rated. That's not exactly a weakness. And last year, with a weaker team, we won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, so really, there's no limits to what this team can achieve. And we do actually have an early chance of silverware, as we're in the FA Community Shield final against Manchester City. Now, we did beat these guys last year to win the FA Cup, I believe, so really, you would expect us to beat them again. Oh my god, we've done it again as well. Boys, we are genuinely on fire with Villa. And this time we are in Europe. We're in the Europa League in Group D alongside Nantes, Levante and Shamrock Rovers. Now, no disrespect to the other teams, I'm expecting us to wipe the floor with this group. Why are we so bad in the Premier League? We're 10th in the league halfway through the season. We had this problem last year and we did recover. Let's just hope we do the exact same thing. And to be fair, Europe isn't that decent either. We finished second, where realistically we should have absolutely wiped the floor with this group. And looking at the stats, we are terrible this year. 9-1 for our top goal scorer, Jacob Ramsey. And obviously we've made our transfers this year, so this is the squad that's going to finish off season 2. And Diego Carlos really isn't happy. I wonder what's up with him. So he's our second best centre back, but he isn't game time, and for that reason he submitted a transfer request. FIFA, make it make sense. And you may have noticed Martinez was injured, but he's only out for another 9 days, so hopefully when he comes back we can actually start playing proper football again. I'm going to write off the first half of this season because realistically it doesn't mean anything. It only matters where we finish in June. Boys, Villa have let us down. We have finished 8th in the league at the end of this season. The only positive, we finished above Spurs this time. But to be fair, we've gone back to back winning the FA Cup, beating Arsenal 3-1 in the final. And we've gone on to win the Europa League. We've beaten Villarreal 2-1 in the final, meaning we've actually got Champions League football next year. I can't believe this team has finished 8th in the Premier League. Where are we going wrong with Villa? But my god, the stats have improved. 41 goals and 9 assists for Gerrard Moreno at the end of this year. Then you've got 19 and 7 for Ramsey, 15 and 3 for Leon Bailey, 11 and 18 for Buendia, and 10 and 2 for bloody Ollie Watkins as well. This year's been a weird one. We finished 8th in the Premier League this season, but we've gone on to win 3 trophies at the same time. Like, how does that make any sense? But we are in the Champions League next year, and that's the most important thing. So hopefully we're lucky with the wheel again and we can continue to improve this squad. squad. But before we go any further, we are on the road to 30,000 subscribers before the end of next month. So if you're enjoying the video so far, leave us a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. So we're now heading into season 3 with Aston Villa, and the team itself looks absolutely mental, but there are a couple of positions we could do with improving. I would like to improve our right back position, and if possible, either our centre back and our central attacker midfielder. They aren't necessarily weaknesses, but they're definitely the weakest parts of this team. Once we've sorted that out though, I genuinely think we've got a chance at the Premier League and the Champions League this year. And the budget isn't holding us back either, with 122 million to spend. Now it's just a case of spinning the wheel and hopefully landing on a pretty good country. So we're spinning the wheel for the first time in season 3. What country are we landing on? Is that Ecuador? Okay. That could be a lot worse. If I remember right, there's a couple of really good players from Ecuador. We just got to find them. And I managed to put together a short list of players that realistically could go into our team quite nicely. But I think out of all of them, I'm leaning towards Piero Hinchape the most. He's only 22 years old and already 82 rated, and we can easily convert him to a right back. And we've actually just got a bargain for him, as we've only had to spend 42.9 million on him. But boys, we've just taken a fat L here. It'll take Hinchape 77 weeks to convert to a right back. So that means for the time being, Matty Cash will remain in that position and Hinchape is just going to be on the subs bench. We do thankfully though have 75 million left to spend, so hopefully we don't shaft ourselves again. Okay, the second and final time we're spinning the wheel for season 3. What country are we going to land on this time? Is that going to be Germany? Go on. Oh my god! We've got Germany for our second spin. We have to make the most of this now. Now, there's two options from Germany that I really like the looks of. Florian Wirtz and, of course, Jamal Musiala. The only issue is they are both worth over 100 million, and we've only got 69 million after sorting everybody's contracts out. But I do have a plan for this, as I'm putting Buendia and also Di Catalera both on the transfer list. I'm hoping that the money I'll get for both of these combined will be enough to either purchase Florian Wirtz or Jamal Musiala. And after selling those players, we now have over 150 million in our budget. I am seriously hoping that's enough to bring either Wirtz or Musiala into the squad. Now here's the problem. Who do I actually go for? Because they're both 21 years old and they're both 88 rated. Musiala does have 5-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot, but only medium work rates. Whereas Wirtz has got 4-star skills, high attacking work rate and medium defensive work rate. I personally can't decide, so really there's only one option. I've put both their names in the wheel, so let's spin it and see who I'm going to bring in as my brand new central attacking midfielder. And it looks like I'm going to be bringing in Florian Wirtz. And you know what? Whilst Jamal Musiala is amazing, so is Florian Wirtz. And he turned out to be seriously expensive, as we just spent 149.5 million on him. And with that, our two transfers are used up, and this is the Aston Villa team going into season 3. And honestly, it is a joke at how good this team has actually become. If we don't do well in the Premier League this year, there is seriously something wrong. And because we won the Europa League last year, we're in the Super Cup final this season against Bayern Munich, and we're up against Musiala as well, so this should be quite interesting. Who's going to win? Bayern Munich or... Oh, wow! Okay, that is an amazing sign for what we could potentially achieve in the Champions League this year. And speaking of the Champions League, we're in Group C alongside AC Milan, Real Betis and Young Boys. Now last year we finished second in the Europa League group stage, but this year I want to make a statement in top Group C. We're finally doing well in the Prem, boys. We're first in the league halfway through the season, and we're 5 points clear of bloody Spurs, for God's sake. Obviously we're nowhere near the end of the season, but this is a very good sign. But once again we finished second in the group stage, but at least this time we're straight through to the round of 16. And the stats look a little better this year. 13-3 for Moreno and 13-8 for Jacob Ramsey. And we've obviously made our transfers this year, so this is the squad that's going to go into the knockouts of the Champions League. Now looking at this team, I genuinely don't see a reason why we can't go on to win it first time. I mean, just take a look how strong it is. I'm willing to put money on the fact this team is a lot stronger than the majority of the teams in that competition. It's just a matter of, for the next 6 games in the Champions League, can we be the better team? And first up, we've got AS Monaco in the round of 16, and no disrespect to them, but realistically, we should absolutely wipe the floor with them. First leg, what's the score going to... See what I mean? 3-1, bro. We are definitely cruising to the quarters. Monaco may as well forfeit this game. With 3-1 up on aggregate, there's no way in hell they're getting back into this game. They even got a man sent off in the 77th minute. We're 4-1 up on aggregate and we cruise to the quarters. Now, this team will be a bit more challenging. Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. But the thing is, we've already beaten these guys once this season to win the Super Cup. So, hopefully we can continue that in the Champions League. First leg, it's a 1-1 draw. Diaby for them, Wirtz for us, and it goes to the second leg. 1-1 on aggregate. We've already beaten Bayern Munich once this year. We need to beat them now, though, to get to the semi-finals. Can Villa pull it off? We can! Oh, but Gerrard Moreno's out for the semis. That is a massive blow for us. AS Monaco, Bayern Munich, and now Ajax in the semi-finals. When you think about it, we've had quite a nice run in the knockouts. No disrespect to Ajax in the slightest, but if there was a team I'd like Moreno suspended for, it would be these guys. But with that being said, let's get straight into this game and see if Villa can get a... See what I mean? 3-1 up, boys. We are cruising to the final this year. We have Moreno back in the starting 11, making it our strongest team possible going into the second leg where we're already 3-1 up. Let's just finish Ajax off and book our place officially in the Champions League final. It was a 1-1 draw to end it with, but it doesn't make a difference. And this is annoying me now. We're playing Arsenal in the final again. Why are these guys always getting to the final lately? But boys, we've finally done it. We've won the Premier League. We've done it by 3 points as well. We finally won the trophy we couldn't win. Unfortunately, we lost in the FA Community Shield final against United, though. And we also lost the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Us in finals this year just aren't mixing, are they? And these stats are bloody brilliant. 37 and 8 for Moreno, 20 and 14 for Ramsey, and 16 and 13 for Florian Wirtz, and even 16 and 6 for Leon Bailey. I'm actually gobsmacked at how good we've made this team in only 3 short seasons with Villa. I'd normally go around the team pointing out individuals, but realistically, the whole team's bloody unbelievable. But one player in particular stood out to me, Jacob Ramsey, who's supposed to be a centre midfielder. We converted him to a winger and he's 89 rated. We have literally won every single trophy possible with this squad, but there's one more trophy we haven't won and we're about to compete for it. Leon Bailey on the ball. We know he's got a lot of pace. Can we use... Bloody hell. Moreno has just been flattened by Havertz. Leon Bailey. Looks like he's going to be one of our better players in this game. Can he get the shot off Ramsdale? Great save. Moreno on his left foot. What the... How do you screw that shot up so bad? You're a striker. Yuri Tielemans. Okay, this is looking a bit better. Ramsey's got the pace. Go on. Do white for pace. On your right foot. Oh, Ramsey. Don't get up, don't go. Oh, come on, man. Why is Ramsdale such a nightmare to score past? Bloody hell, Odegaard, you dirty little shite. Red card. Give him a red. How is that not... Boys, how the friggin' hell has he got away with no card? Just look at this. Boys, you dirty little shite. Now, I've never scored a knuckleball before, but you know what? There's a first time for everything. Oh, okay, maybe not. Yuri Tielemans has found that ball to Ramsey. Ramsey, man, come on, use that pace. Oh my God, there's no way. There is no way. Hit it. Boys, that... I cannot believe that has just... I don't even know what's just happened, I'll be honest with you. Let's just take a look at this. So Ramsdale's... Oh, wow. Wow, okay. You know what? I'll definitely take that. We've deserved a goal. We've been by a mile the better team. And if that's what it takes to break the deadlock, I couldn't care less. Tielemans to Moreno. Moreno, we could hit them on the counter-attack and get a second before half-time. Oh, my... Oh! That is the most 80 goals. Bro, we've had 2 of the most 80 goals I've ever seen on FIFA. We're going bottom left. They get a block in here with the world's slowest replay, and it goes bottom right pins instead. This is honestly incredible. How we pulled that off, I don't know. But we have shafted our way into a 2-0 lead before half-time. Theo Hernandez is on the ball. We know how good and quick this guy can be. Oh, look at that to Ramsey. Ramsey, is he going to get his goal? Oh, my bloody hell. Ramsdale's ridiculous, man. We're going to just dink this in. A little dink. Look at that. That's a lovely ball. Moreno, head it again. Ramsdale, leave me alone. Gerrard Moreno on the return. Oh, please, please, please be onside. Please be onside. I think he is. We're going to cut that to Moreno. Moreno again. Arsenal's defense is ridiculous. But can we spot that ball to Moreno? Can Moreno finally get his goal? Oh my God. He just can't score a proper goal. We've got less than 10 minutes in this game before we're the ones lifting that Champions League trophy. I can't see Arsenal getting back into this game either, man. It looks like it's dead and buried. Vert to Moreno. Nope. Oh my... Honestly, we can't score in open play properly, can we? This is decent from Arsenal, but it's too little too late to feel... What is that? And with that horrific attempt to goal, that is all she wrote, and Aston Villa are the best team in the world. It only took us 3 seasons as well, even with the Will deciding what transfers we're allowed to make. We've done a bloody good job with this squad. And if you enjoyed this video, you should click somewhere right here to watch me do this with Everton.